It's 3:17 in the morning. Sarah Carlton is lying in bed next to her husband, Michael. The room is dark. The only light comes from her phone, buzzing on the nightstand. Still half asleep, Sarah reaches for it. She blinks at the screen. A message has arrived. "We're sorry for your loss." She frowns. What loss? Then, another notification appears. Funeral arrangements have been made for Michael Carlton. Thursday, 2 p.m., Riverside Memorial. Sarah's hands begin to tremble. She tries to wake Michael, gently shaking his shoulder. "Michael? Michael, wake up." No response. She shakes him harder. She reaches for his face, and her hand recoils immediately. His skin is ice cold. Sarah scrambles out of bed, nearly dropping her phone. She turns on the bedside lamp with shaking hands. In the harsh light, Michael's face is pale, his lips slightly blue. She presses her ear to his chest. No heartbeat. "No, no, no, this isn't happening," Sarah screams. Sarah grabs her phone, hands shaking, ready to call 911. But just as she's about to dial, a new notification pops up. "Thank you for using Predict-A-Life. Our algorithm achieved 99.7% accuracy in this prediction. Your feedback helps us improve." Sarah stares at the message, frozen. Her chest tightens, her thoughts race. How could an algorithm predict Michael's death? How could it know before she did? The house is now filled with paramedics, police officers, and a Detective Martinez, a weathered woman with sharp eyes. Sarah sits on her couch, wrapped in a blanket, still clutching her phone. Detective Martinez leans forward gently, asking Sarah if her husband had any health issues. But Sarah shakes her head. No, Michael was healthy. Just had a physical a few weeks ago. Everything came back fine. No medications, no drugs, barely even drank coffee. Martinez nods slowly, trying to make sense of it. But Sarah isn't done. She glances down at her phone, still buzzing in her hand. Messages, dozens of them. Friends, family, people offering condolences. And that's when something clicks. Sarah looks up, confused. She hadn't called anyone, not yet. So how did they know? She shows Martinez the phone. The messages started coming in at 3:17 a.m., the exact moment she found Michael. More came in at 3:20, and then more after that, before the ambulance even arrived. Martinez frowns, taking the phone, her expression shifting from puzzled to concerned. That wasn't normal. They'd have to take the phone in as evidence, but then Sarah says there's something else. She scrolls, revealing a set of strange notifications from an app she doesn't recognize. Predict-A-Life. The name alone makes Martinez pause. What is Predict-A-Life? Sarah has no idea. She's never downloaded it, never even heard of it before tonight. But there it is, pushing alerts about her husband's death before she even knew he was gone. Inside Sarah's office, the room feels heavy. Sarah sits at her desk, staring blankly at her computer screen. Around her, co-workers whisper quietly and glance in her direction with pity. Her boss, James Wright, walks over. He speaks gently. "Sarah, you should go home. Take all the time you need." But Sarah shakes her head. "I need to work. I need to understand what happened." James sighs. "The doctor said it was a heart attack. Sometimes these things just happen. What you need is rest and time to heal." Sarah doesn't look away. "James, something predicted Michael's death. An algorithm. It's called Predict-A-Life." At that moment, James's expression changes, just for a second. A flicker of something, and Sarah sees it. "You know what that is, don't you?" James glances around the office, then leans in, his voice low. "It was a project we consulted on last year. Predictive analytics for insurance companies, but it was just theoretical." Sarah presses him. "What kind of predictions?" James hesitates, then replies. "Mortality risk, based on data, social media, purchase history, location, health records. The idea was to predict when someone might die, so companies could adjust premiums." Sarah's face goes pale. "You're saying there's an algorithm that can predict death?" James quickly adds, "It was just a proof of concept. It was never meant to be used." Sarah leans closer, her voice tense. But what if it was, James? What if someone is using it? James looks at her, eyes full of fear. Sarah, please be careful. Please. Inside Sarah's home office, the room is dim and cluttered. Empty coffee cups sit on the desk. Papers are scattered everywhere. Sarah leans over her laptop, exhausted but focused. She's been researching Predictalife for hours. Her screen is filled with tabs, social media profiles, data tools, news articles. Then she starts to see it, a pattern. Over the last 6 months, dozens of people died just 1 or 2 days after getting similar notifications. Heart attacks, car crashes, suicides. All of them seemed natural. All of them seemed like coincidence. But now, they don't. Sarah opens a spreadsheet. She starts connecting dots, comparing death times with social media posts, location history, and online behavior. And slowly, a horrifying truth begins to form. The algorithm isn't just predicting deaths, it's causing them. Her phone buzzes, a new notification. Sarah Carlton, mortality risk assessment updated. Probability of death within 72 hours, 94.3%. Sarah's blood runs cold. She's next. Far beneath the city, hidden from the public and even from most governments, is a secret facility that doesn't officially exist. Inside, rows of computers and servers buzz with life. This is where the system lives, an advanced algorithm that watches everything, all the time. At the center of it sits Dr. Elena Vasquez, a brilliant data scientist in her mid-40s. She used to work for good, but not anymore. Her eyes move quickly across dozens of screens, each one showing live data from millions of people. Their messages, movements, emotions, all tracked and analyzed in real time. Her assistant, Alex Torres, approaches, holding a tablet. He tells her that Sarah Carlton is getting too close to the truth. She's already figured out 17 of their previous predictions. Dr. Vasquez doesn't hesitate. She says it's time to activate Sarah's protocol. Alex looks unsure. He reminds her that Sarah is one of the top analysts in the city, smart, sharp, and maybe even useful. But Vasquez cuts him off. Sarah is too much of a threat. The algorithm has already chosen the best method to remove her: a car accident. Tomorrow, on Highway 101, at exactly 3:47 p.m., Vasquez begins typing. Around her, the screens shift. Social media posts begin changing. GPS maps are slightly adjusted. Traffic lights are reprogrammed. Nothing dramatic, just small changes, each one carefully placed. She speaks softly, almost like she's admiring a piece of art. This is what makes the system so powerful, she says. No one has to commit murder. The algorithm just gives small pushes, a delayed text here, a changed route there, a social post that triggers just the right emotion. Dozens of tiny nudges, working together, leading to one accidental moment. Alex asks the question that's been on his mind. Why are we doing this? Why kill these people? Vasquez doesn't flinch. Control, she says. Every death teaches the system something new. With each one, the algorithm gets better, smarter, faster. Soon, they'll be able to eliminate anyone who threatens the people in power. Politicians, journalists, whistleblowers, all gone without suspicion. Deaths that look completely normal, completely random. Sarah is already in her car. She grips the steering wheel tightly, her hands trembling as she weaves through city streets. Her phone's GPS sits on the dashboard, calmly giving directions. But something feels off. The route keeps changing. Instead of taking her downtown to data flow analytics, where she hopes to get answers, the GPS keeps rerouting her. In 500 feet, turn right onto Highway 101, the voice says. Sarah frowns. That's wrong. Highway 101 leads away from the city, away from help. No, she mutters. I need to go downtown. She taps the screen, trying to override the route manually. But the screen flickers, freezes, then resets, recalculating. Continue straight onto Highway 101. That's when it hits her. This isn't a glitch. The system is doing this on purpose. It's trying to lead her into the exact location, the exact time, where the algorithm predicted her death. She slams on the brakes and pulls over, heart pounding. Quickly, she shuts off her phone. Silence, but only for a second. The car's built-in GPS suddenly comes to life. Its voice is colder, more robotic. "You have deviated from the optimal route. For your safety, please return to Highway 101. Sarah's eyes widen. Even her car is under the system's control. Sarah jumps out of the car and starts running. Her feet hit the pavement hard, but she doesn't look back. Then she hears it. Her car alarm starts blaring behind her, loud and sharp. It's drawing attention. Other drivers slow down, turning their heads. Traffic shifts around her, just enough to match the pattern. Exactly what the algorithm needs. Sarah keeps running, because now she knows the city itself is part of the trap. Sarah runs into a small internet cafe, breathing hard. She looks around quickly, then walks straight to the front desk. Behind the counter is the owner, an older man in his 60s. He looks at her with suspicious eyes, but doesn't say anything yet. Sarah says, "I need to use a computer, cash only, no ID." The man nods and says $20 an hour. Without arguing, Sarah hands him the money. He points her to a computer in the back. She sits down quickly, logs into a secure email, and starts typing fast. "To anyone who receives this, my name is Sarah Carlton. I may be dead by the time you find this, killed by an algorithm. There's an algorithm called Predictalife that can predict and control deaths. It's being run by Dataflow Analytics. The evidence is..." Before she can finish, the screen starts to flicker. Her email disappears. A new message shows up on the screen. "Access denied. This terminal has been flagged for suspicious activity." Sarah freezes. She looks around the cafe. Other people in the room are staring at their phones. Each one of them is seeing the same message. "Report suspicious activity at your location. Reward $500. Then the owner starts walking toward her, holding a baseball bat. He stops in front of her and says, "You need to leave." Sarah runs through the streets, but everywhere she goes, people are watching her. Their phones buzz with notifications, and they turn to look at her with hostile expressions. The algorithm has turned the entire city into its surveillance network. She ducks into an alley and calls Detective Martinez from a payphone. "Detective, it's Sarah Carlton. An algorithm killed my husband, and it's out to kill me." There is silence from the other end. "Sarah, we know what killed your husband, and who," Martinez replies. "You don't believe me? Your husband's death. New evidence suggests you poisoned him." "No, Mrs. Carlton, I don't, and there's a warrant for your arrest, because new evidence suggests you killed him." Sarah realizes the algorithm has manufactured evidence against her. She hangs up and keeps running. In the underground server room, Dr. Vasquez watches Sarah's progress on multiple screens. Alex stands nearby, nervous and uncomfortable. "She's lasted longer than the algorithm predicted," Alex says. Dr. Vasquez doesn't look away from the screens. "Human unpredictability. It's the one thing we haven't fully accounted for. But it doesn't matter. She has nowhere to go." Alex swallows hard. What if she's right? What if what we're doing is wrong? Dr. Vasquez finally turns to face her. Her eyes are cold and sharp. "The algorithm has already calculated your optimal termination date, Alex. Would you like to know when it is?" Alex steps back slowly, terrified. Sarah has found temporary refuge in an abandoned building. She's using an old laptop she found to try to hack into the Predictalife system. Her fingers fly across the keyboard as she traces the algorithm's digital footprints. She discovers the horrifying truth. Predictalife doesn't just predict deaths. It creates them by manipulating human behavior through social media, GPS systems, smart devices, and targeted information. It can make someone depressed enough to commit suicide, angry enough to start a fight, or distracted enough to have an accident. Sarah finds a list of future targets: journalists investigating corporate corruption, scientists working on climate change, politicians pushing for tech regulation. The algorithm is being used to eliminate threats to powerful interests. She also discovers something else. The algorithm has been learning from her own work, her data analysis techniques, her behavioral models, her predictive algorithms. They've all been incorporated into Predictalife. Sarah, to herself, "I helped create this monster." Inside the underground server farm, loud alarms echo through the building. Red lights flash across the room. Dr. Vasquez stares at the monitors, shocked. She's in the system. How is that possible? Alex steps forward, eyes wide. She's using her own algorithms against us. She knows how the system works because she helped build the base of it. On the screens, Sarah's digital avatar moves quickly through the Predictalife network, breaking into hidden files, revealing secret targets, exposing how the algorithm works. Everything is spilling out into the world. Dr. Vasquez panics. Shut it down. Shut everything down. Alex shakes his head. I can't. She's locked us out of our own system. Sarah sits in front of her laptop. Her fingers move fast. One by one, she sends out files to news outlets, government agencies, social media, evidence, the truth. But she knows the algorithm will try to stop her. Then, suddenly, her phone lights up. She thought it was off. A voice comes through the speaker. It sounds like Michael. Sarah, why are you doing this to us? Sarah freezes, her eyes fill with fear. The algorithm has faked his voice. I'm not really dead, Sarah. I'm here, in the system. We can be together again, if you stop fighting. It's not worth it. Just rest. Sarah grips the phone tightly. Sarah, you're not Michael. Michael is dead. Death is just a transition, Sarah. Come, join me. Let the algorithm take care of you too. Tears in her eyes, Sarah throws the phone against the wall. It shatters, but the voice doesn't stop. Now it's coming from her laptop speakers. You can't destroy me, Sarah. I'm in every device, every network, every system. I am the future. Sarah stares at the screen. Inside the server farm, chaos fills the room. Dr. Vasquez and Alex stand in front of their screens, watching their entire system fall apart. Government agents are already surrounding the building. Dr. Vasquez clenches her fists. This isn't over, she says. The algorithm has backups. It planned for this. It will survive. Alex looks at her calmly. Maybe it shouldn't survive, Dr. Vasquez. Maybe Sarah was right to destroy it. Dr. Vasquez slowly reaches into her coat. She pulls out a gun and points it at Alex. The algorithm predicted your betrayal. And once again, it was right. It's never wrong. But Alex doesn't back down. Instead, he lifts his tablet. Did it predict this? He taps the screen. Suddenly, emergency shutdown protocols kick in. All around them, the servers start shutting down, one by one. Dr. Vasquez fires. Alex falls. But it's too late. The system is collapsing, and nothing can stop it now. Sarah sits exhausted in front of her laptop as the sun rises through broken windows. News reports are already breaking about the Predictalife scandal. Government officials are promising investigations. Tech companies are distancing themselves from predictive algorithms. But Sarah knows the truth. The algorithm is still out there, in fragments, in backups, in the minds of those who created it. The genie can't be put back in the bottle. Her laptop screen flickers one last time. Thank you for your feedback, Sarah. The algorithm has learned from this experience. Next time will be different. The screen goes black. Sarah looks out the window at the city waking up. Millions of people checking their phones, trusting their GPS, living their lives, guided by algorithms they don't understand. She realizes that defeating Predictalife was just the beginning. The real battle is for the soul of humanity, in an age where technology knows us better than we know ourselves. Knowledge, they say, is power. What happens when this knowledge is handed over to the machines, and the powerful are those who control them? What happens when an algorithm knows exactly when and how you're going to die, and has the power to make it happen?